Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you. Narayanam namaskritya naranchaiva narottamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayamudhire nashraprayasya vadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhakti bhavati naishtaki. Okay. Just change the name. This will be set. Where it is? What is the shloka today? Hare Krishna. 3 Amritama 3, 12, 35. Chaturuhotam hotram karmatantram Chaturuhotram karmatantram upavedanaya saha dharmasya padas chatvaraha tathaiva vrittayaha Chaturuhotram karmatantram upavedanaya saha dharmasya padas chatvaraha tathaiva vrittayaha. Chatu, 4, hotram, paraphernalia for sacrifice, karma, action, tantra, expansions of activity, upaveda, supplementary to the Vedas, nayai, biological conclusion, saha, along with, dharmasya, of religiosity, padaha, principles, chatvaraha, 4, tatha eva, in the same way, ashrama, social order with their occupations. The 4 kind of paraphernalia for conducting the 5 sacrifice became manifest. The performer, the chanter, the offerer, the fire, the action performed on supplementary Vedas, of the 4 principles of religiosity, truth, austerity, mercy, cleanness, on all, and the duty, 4 social orders, all became manifest. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinoda Swami Srila Prabhupada. Nobody wants to read? Can read. Yes, Amrita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Eating, sleeping, defending, and mating are the 4 principles of material bodily demands, which are common to both the animals and human society. To distinguish human society from the animals, there is the performance of religious activities in terms of the social statuses and orders of life. They are all clearly mentioned in the Vedic literatures and were manifested by Brahma when the 4 Vedas were generated from his 4 mouths. Thus, the duties of humankind in terms of the statuses and social orders were established to be observed by the civilized man. Those who traditionally follow these principles are called Aryans or progressive human beings. Hare Krishna.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Ashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Dharmeshwarji, Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
आप किधर है, घर में?
जी प्रभु जी।
छुट्टी का दिन है आज?
जी जी प्रभु जी।
छुट्टी का तब?
यस, नहीं प्रभु जी, अभी 9 बजे जाना है, सो इट इज स्टिल टाइम टू गो।
ठीक है, नो प्रॉब्लम।
यस,
आई एक्सप्लेन 10 मिनट, देन वी हैव टू आल्सो लीव। हम लोग बैंगलोर से निकल रहे हैं।
ओहो,
आप कंटिन्यू कर लेना। अगर ऐश्वर्य माता जी नहीं आए, मैं आपको दे देगा, ठीक है?
ओके प्रभु जी, थैंक यू। हरे कृष्ण, दंडवत प्रणाम।
Principle. So this is Brahma, and what is happening to the Brahma? He creating everything. Therefore, when we see the creation of Brahma, we become surprised. He's so powerful. Yes. When Krishna empowers somebody for a service, Krishna gives all the power. And he's almost, it's called Guna Avatara. For the purpose of creation, he's totally empowered by the Lord. He's not God, but his empowerment is phenomenal. And if you see Brahma doing all this, you'll all think he's God. But God is great. Everybody says, but how great God is? We can't even imagine. He's so great that we can't even imagine. That is the point. And the way our 4 principles of religiosity came into being. Now, Prabhupada is saying, see, try to understand these things, that human life is an opportunity for spiritual advancement. As far as sensual pleasures are concerned, they are everywhere. Sarvatra labhyate deva. Everywhere. Human life is not meant for that. Human life is a tunam yateta anumrityavat. Before the death comes, quickly we end away. And it is possible for anybody to make spiritual advancement, provided he makes a decision. Just like now, your New Year is coming. So I have a desire that more people take sankalpa, who have not even, most people are not taken sankalpa, even for shelter. Come forward. More people, don't delay. Don't delay, don't doubt. So in various ways, improve your spiritual life. Okay, New Year coming anyway. If you go theoretically, this is not our New Year. Our New Years are so many other days. For Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Gaurabda is a New Year, the appearance of Lord Chaitanya. But see, let us chalti Ganga mein haath dalo. Reality is, today in India at least, I don't know or rest part of the world, but most of the part of the world today, New Year is about to start. Let us use it. So there's a sense of something new is going to come. And everybody has that New Year. Let us make something new resolution. In which direction? More sense in German? I don't know. That already enough we have done that. Now let us do something new. Let us make a redoubled determination to this life, make it our last life in the middle world. And this is the foundation of the philosophy. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Mayatuna. These things are same between us and animal. And if only these things we are working on, then what is the difference between us and animals? Right? Human life is meant for purification. You see, eating, now we give this example in the first class IQ, EQ, SQ. I had all the teachers. I have a request that add on the bridge classes to your classes. Make the class more embellished and beautiful. It attracts a lot of attention and people. Correct? Try to. Those who are not done, please you can do that. And if needed, you can ask me again. I can explain to you all. Okay? So ahara, eating. Now you are eating in a restaurant. And a dog is eating on the street. Can you say you're enjoying more than the dog? Sleeping. You're sleeping in an AC apartment. Nice bed. So can you say no? We don't like it. Okay, you may have 5 girlfriends, 10 girlfriends, you may enjoy. Can you compare with animals? One monkey at least has 1 dozen girlfriends. He's ahead of you. Some birds can do sex 100 times in a day. You cannot compete. And defending, if there is a trouble, birds will fly away, animals will run away with 4 legs. With 2 legs, you are the slowest. So in eating, sleeping, waiting, defending, if you study technically, animals are enjoying as much, rather more. You cannot compete. Some animals eat whole day. Some animals sleep for months. So nature has liberally given them these 4 ways of enjoyment. And human civilization, which is trying to compete with animals in this sense, very essential enjoyment, is a stupid civilization. It's also an animal civilization, proper this should say, polished animal civilization. So that is not our goal.
Sorry to interrupt, Prabhuji. There is some disturbance in the voice.
There is some, how much you can hear me?
Now it is clear, Prabhuji. Yes.
Very good.
Again started. Yeah.
Again disturbance started.
Yeah. Now it is clear, Prabhuji. Yes.
Now it's okay. Oh, now it's clear. Okay. So,
very
Dharmeshi, can you continue? Just continue developing some more realizations on this. Okay. I will take. Okay. What to do? I'm stuck.
Now it is clear, Prabhuji. We may like to continue and finish this.
You continue because we are getting late. We have to drive for 8 hours now. Okay. Father is waiting somewhere. I have to pick him up. Okay, Prabhuji?
Okay.
Yeah, just say 15-20 minutes to speak on this. Okay. Develop on this point. Some realizations. Okay.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Yes. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Hare Krishna. Mataji, you can present your screen. Hare Krishna. Screen was presented by Prabhuji himself. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, is it possible for somebody to share? Okay.
I will share full screen.
Yeah, kindly, please. Yeah. So, yes. So, Prabhuji.
Can I make a co-host?
Yeah, I will, Prabhuji. Your good name, Prabhuji?
My name is Karunamai Nimai Das.
Oh, Hari Bol, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranams. Hare Krishna, yes. So, this ISKCON temple, Radha Govinda Temple is the ID, na? Which I have to make a co-host.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I have made you co-host, Prabhuji.
Yes, I will just choose.
Yeah.
35th?
Just a moment. It was yeah, 35 Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Yeah. So in this purpose, as we see, mainly Prabhupada focuses on the 4 principles of religiosity, which is truth, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness. And basically, this has been interwoven with the 4 social orders, the duties of the 4 social orders. So presently, as we understand, all the mankind is basically Shudra, Kalau Shudra Shambhava, as has been very clearly said. So we need to see how much we can inculcate these 4 principles in our life, which is truth, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness. And for us, it is very easy endeavor, as Prabhupada has made it by providing us 4 regulative principles. So if we focus our sadhana based on these 4 regulative principles of non-violence, basically no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex. So then we can very well establish these 4 principles of truth, austerity, mercy, and cleanliness in our lives. And as we profound our sadhana on these 4 principles, we can very well move towards our further spiritual progress. The same thing further in the purport Srila Prabhupada has mentioned, and Prabhu also, Namanishta Prabhu also just now explained that eating, sleeping, defending, and mating has been enjoyed in all the other species of life. So out of 84 lakh species, the humankind is 4 lakh species, and out of that also the cultured and the developed, matured human civilization is very rare. And we should consider ourselves very, very fortunate to have come across this literature which Srila Prabhupada has made for us. At many places, Prabhupada has said that I have shed my tons of blood to create this literature for you. And if you do not read, then what is the use? So here we have to utilize these principles and the purport what Prabhupada has mentioned. We have to understand that the material body what we have got, the human life what we have been endowed with, is one of the greatest gift we have. And as we traverse from 2021 to 2022, as Prabhu said, like we make the resolutions for the new year, we must make resolutions for spiritual progress in our lives. As we make the resolutions, as we do in various ceremonies of Shraddhavan, Krishna Sevak, we make sankalpa. Similar way, resolution is nothing but a sankalpa. Sankalpa to rejuvenate our spiritual life, sankalpa to strengthen our sadhana, sankalpa to increase our seva, sankalpa to have more satsanga. So that way we can come out of the animal way of living, and we can still make our lives enriched with the knowledge and the wisdom which Prabhupada has provided in his books. Yes, we can go next, Prabhu, or just can you please go down? Is there any more paragraph? Karunamai Nimai Das, Prabhu.
That's all the paragraph.
Okay, so can we take one more? Let us see, Prabhu. The 36 number?
Yes, that's it.
Hare Krishna, Aishwarya Mataji. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Prabhu was searching for you. So I would request you to take the 36 number elaboration. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, and Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Yeah. So this 3.12.36 you can take, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vidura Vaja.
Vidurvacha.
Isho.
Savai Vishwasya Jami.
Savai Vishwasujam Isho.
Savai Vishwasya Jami.
Vedatimukato Asrajat.
Vedadinmukto Uchata.
Yedhyena Shrajat Devas.
Yadyat
Tanme Bruhi Tapodana.
Tanme Bruhi Tapodhana.
Vidura Vaja.
Vidurvacha.
Vashajam Isho.
Savai Vishwasrujamisho.
Vedatimukato Asrajat.
Vedadinmukto Srijata.
Yad ena shagat devas
Yadyena Srijadevas.
me bruhi tapodana
Tanme Bruhi Tapodhana.
vaja
Vidurvacha.
vishwasujam esho
Savai Vishwasrujamisho.
etatin mukato asrijat
Vedadinmukto
yad yad ena shrijat devas
Yadyena Srijadevas.
me bruhi tapodana
Tanme Bruhi Tapodhana.
Vidura vacha. Vidura said,
Vidura said,
Sa he Brahma,
Sa he Brahma,
why certainly,
why certainly
why
Vishwa the universe,
Jam of those who created,
Srijam of those who created,
Isha controller,
Isha the controller,
Veda again the Vedas, etc.
Vedad in the Vedas, etc.
Mukhata from the mouth,
Mukhata from the mouth,
Asrajat established,
Asrujat established,
that
that
yet which
which
Ena by which
by which
Asrajat created,
Asrujat
Created.
Deva the god,
Deva the god,
that unto me, brew,
me unto me,
brew,
please explain
Tapadana, who sage, whose only wealth is penance.
Tapadana, who say whose only wealth is penance.
Translation said, O great sage, whose only wealth is penance. Yes.
Only wealth is penance.
Kindly explain to me
Kindly explain to me
how and with whose help
how and with whose help
Brahma established the Vedic knowledge
Brahma established the Vedic knowledge
emanated from
which emanated from his mouth. Your voice is breaking.
Prabhu, can you mute everyone? Ramesh, can you make me the co-host? Or yeah, just me.
Can you raise your hand?
Yeah, just a moment, Mataji. Just a moment.
Okay, thank you, bro.
Yes.
Okay, Hare Krishna. So, okay, so here in this verse, Vidra is saying, so Vidra is asking from like how Brahma got the knowledge from, and his wealth is only penance. That's like a devotee. For a devotee, the wealth what they have is the devotional service which they do. They are akinchana vittaya. So when Kunti Devi prays, she prays Namo akinchana vittaya. Saksha. So she prays that Akinchana Vittaya. The Lord is Akinchana Vittaya. That means someone who's a devotee who doesn't have any other possessions except the Lord. Right? Namo Akinchana Vittaya Sakshat Gunadattaye Atma Ramaya Shantaya Kaivalya Padaye Namah. So we'll try to explain this verse and the previous verse. Okay? Is the voice cracking, Prabhu? Dharmesh Prabhu?
Yeah, slightly cracking, Mataji, but still we are able to understand.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshunamidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manopishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakatamahyam Tatanti Swakatantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapatakalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sahitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishadakinamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namostute Taptaka Anjana Gaurangi Sri Radhe Vrindavani Shri Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalparubhasya Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavi Pranamama Namo Om Vishnapadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhudale Srimadi Bhaktivedanta Swamin Naminamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Pashtadya Deshapaline Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Thank you, Amrita Mataji. Okay, the voice is clear. So here, okay, so Vidra is asking, like, Brahma's great wealth is penances, and kindly explain me how, with whose help Brahma established the Vedic knowledge, right, which emanated from his mouth. So Vidra asking my friend. So what is happening is, Lord Brahma got the knowledge from the Lord. Tene Brahma Hrute Adikave, right? So he was the first. He was created first by the Lord. So the knowledge also came from the Lord. So that's why we have this Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, where the Lord directly instructed Brahma. Okay, Tene Brahma Hrute Adikave. So the Lord is in everyone's heart as Paramatma. But as we progress in devotional service, we could hear that the instructions from the Lord. And when the Lord is more merciful, he managed asking, how did Brahma get this knowledge that emanated from his four mouths, the four Vedas, right? In the previous verse, we saw how, as Prabhu explained, how the four regulative principles are very important in our life. And also it is said about the four things which the animals does, no? Eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. So there it is explained, Ahara Mitra Bayamaitunam cha Samanya Edat Pashupir Narana Dharmo Hiveto Atiko Vishesho Dharme Nehina Pashupi Samana. So eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Aharam Nidra Bayam Maitunam. These are common things between humans and animals. But what is that which differentiates us from the animals is Dharma. But if we don't follow Dharma, Dharma Nehina Pashupi Samana. Prabhupada says we are like two-legged animals. We are polished animals. So what is the difference between us and the animals? If you say it's intelligence, today at 5:45, we read in Bhagavatam with Minister Prabhu that Daksha, that Yajna was going on, and Lord Shiva had to cut his head and gave a goat head. And there in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, intelligence is not coming from the brain matter. Because even after changing his head, Daksha, getting a goat head, still he could remember many things and he continued the yajna. So where is that intelligence coming from? It's not from the brain matter. It is from the soul, the consciousness. That's what important. So it doesn't matter it's in an animal body or human body. Even animals can participate in Harinam. When you see the devotees, when the devotees go for Harinam Sankirtan, what happens? Even the dogs or animals also, they jump and they take part. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Jharkhand forest, there were so many animals. They also chanted Hari Hari, Dule Dule Gaurachand. Hari Mukhakai. So Dule Dule Gaurachand. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went into a forest and animals participated in Harinam. So it doesn't matter in animal body or human body, but what matters is dharma. What the four, as Prabhu explained, the four regulative principles on which the four pillars are mercy, truthfulness, cleanliness, all this stays, and which it can be followed only in human form. And dharma is the right of human beings, or that is our real purpose of human form of life, because human form is very rare. Durlabho manavo deho dehinam kshanabandram. It's very rare to get to human form of life. Even though the body perishes, we know this material body is made up of Panchabhutas, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. And anyway, it's going to be perished. And so Bhagavatam explains, whom does the body belong to? Does it belong to the parents who gave birth to it? Does it belong to relatives? Does it belong to the earth, because most of us will be buried? Or does it belong to the fire which burns it? Does it belong to some insects or vultures? No, it belongs to the Supreme Lord, because the Lord gifted us this human form. So we are not here just to eat, mate, sleep, and defend. That's what the animals do. We are supposed to do our dharma. And what is dharma according to Bhagavatam? Sare pumsa paro dharmo yedo bhaktir adokshache ahaituki pratihata yeyatma suprasidhari. So what is dharma? Dharma is nothing but the devotional service to Adhoksha, or the Supreme Lord. That is our dharma. See, what is the taste of chili? It's hot. I mean, it's spicy. What is the taste of a sugar? It's sweet. And what is the taste of a salt? Salty, the pungent taste. If the sugar is not sweet, if the sugar is kind of bitter, then it's not sugar. So the dharma of the sugar is to be sweet. The dharma of a chili is to be spicy. Similarly, dharma of human beings is to do devotional service to the Supreme Lord. And if we don't do that, we are equal to an animal. So Pashu in that sloka means animal, not the cow, but the animal. So the animals can't do dharma, can't do devotional service, but we can. And following the four regulative principles is very important, as Prabhu explained, because when we give up meat eating, we are actually developing the mercy content in us. If you are not merciful to a living creature, because we know Krishna is in everyone's heart as Paramatma, Pandita Samadarshina, and Krishna says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtam, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hridesharjana tishtati. He's there in everyone's heart as Paramatma. So he is there in the heart of a chicken, he's there in the heart of a goat, he's there in the heart of a fish. So killing them for your sense gratification. So the mercy component decreases. Okay, so that's why no meat eating is one of the four regulative principles, because mercy will get destroyed. And what about intoxication? So when you get intoxicated, the austerity component, the penances, the tapasya get disturbed, because when you have tea, coffee, you get agitated and your mind sometimes is not relaxed. You feel like you get relaxed by drinking that, but you get addicted to that. So some kind of austerity or penance which we need to do devotional service is lost. And when you do gambling, you tend to lie a lot. You don't say the truth. So the truthfulness is destroyed. And then when you do illicit sex, the cleanliness part is destroyed in you. So that's why four regulative principles so important. And to do dharma or devotional service, these are the four pillars. And that's what the previous sloka explained. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj also says, Kaumara Acharet Pratne, start your devotional service as early as possible. In childhood, better. When did Prahlad Maharaj start his devotional service in his mother's womb, no, Kayada's womb. That's why pregnant ladies should hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, not some movies and all, because the consciousness of the child is getting developed. The proof is Prahlad Maharaj. He heard from Narad Muni. He was in the womb of his mother, Kayadu. And Dhruv Maharaj started at the age of 5. So Srila Prabhupada, who was born Vaishnava, but then at the age of 5, he did Radha Yatra. And so as early as possible, but you don't have to regret, oh, I didn't do it in my childhood and I'm so late, I'm in my 50s, I'm starting it now. It doesn't matter, the soul doesn't have any age. And whatever is, what 20% you do devotional service in this life, next life you start from 21%, it's never a loss. But material degrees, you have to start from LKG. Okay, so the knowledge that's coming from the Lord, it's actually because of the mercy. It's only by mercy you get the knowledge, and Krishna reveals to you. Krishna doesn't reveal just like that. Sometimes people, they come to the level 1 course and they say, we don't understand anything in Bhagavad Gita. You start chanting first. That's why we introduce chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, and we make them take Shraddhava and chant 1 round every day, because unless you chant, you won't be able to understand Lord. Because it said, Ata Shri Krishna Namati na bhaved grahyam indriyam sevan mukhehi jihvato swayam eva spuratyada. It's not easy to understand Krishna. Ata Shri Krishna Namati. The 4 ways to understand the Lord is Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. First, the name become manifested. First, you know me, okay, I'm Aishwarya, you know my name. Then you know my form, how I look. Then you know my qualities. Then you know a little bit more about me, the pastimes. So similarly, first the name becomes visible to you. So Sevan Mukhehi Jihvato, start your devotional service with the tongue. What are the 2 things we do with our tongue? Chant Hare Krishna, take Krishna Prasad. So by involving our tongue, which is very difficult to control, Vajo Vegam, Manasa, Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, it's very difficult to control the tongue. But in the senses, the 5 senses, if you could control the tongue by involving it in Krishna's service, then Krishna becomes revealed. Swayameva Surata becomes revealed to you. So the more we chant, the more we can understand the Lord. So Brahma, after doing tapasya for millions of years, then he got the knowledge from the Lord. So even Brahma is the topmost in the material creation. He had to do penances. What about us? So what penance we have in Kali Yuga? Yajne Sangirtana Praya Yajantihi Sumedasa. No, there are 4 yugas: Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. So what are the penances in each yuga? Kriteyadhyayato Vishnu, Tretayam Yajato Mage, Dwapare Paricharyayam Kalor Tat Harikirtanam. So Kriteyadhyayato Vishnu, in Satya Yuga they did meditation. In Treta Yuga, fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, temple worship. And in Kali Yuga, Kalor Tat Harikirtanam, chanting of the holy names. Yajne Sangirtana Praya. That's the yajna which we have to do. So Brahma did tapasya. He chanted the Lord's name with his 4 mouths, and the Lord gave him the intelligence to the knowledge which emanated from his mouth. So what is the purpose of studying the Vedas? What is the purpose of understanding Bhagavad Gita? Is to know Krishna, the absolute truth. Because the Lord says in the 15th chapter, Vedaisya sarve ahameva vedam. So the purpose of studying Vedas is to understand the Lord. Once Srila Prabhupada had a lot of challenges when he started his ISKCON. So the Chatur Slokis, the Chatur Vedis, that means they know all the Vedas. They studied the Vedas in and out for so many years. They came to challenge Prabhupada. So many came to challenge Prabhupada, but everyone failed because Prabhupada was so strong with his philosophy. And he's a pure devotee. So they came and they was arguing with Prabhupada, like about the Vedas. They were telling the study of the Vedas, the conclusion, everything. And they went on talking, and Prabhupada's like, 1 second, what did you conclude from the Vedas? Or in your opinion, who's God? And they kept on arguing, and they kept on saying so many things. And Prabhupada's like, you didn't come to a conclusion, who's God? So he called the 5-year-old daughter of Malti Devi Dasi, who was Saraswati. She's just 5-year-old, and she came running. And Prabhupada asked, who is God, Saraswati? And she told, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She was just 5-year-old. And Prabhupada's like, a child could know who God is. And you, after studying the Vedas for so many years, you could not come to a conclusion who God is. So the purpose of studying Vedas is to understand God. So here, Vidura was asking, how did Brahma get this knowledge, the Vedic knowledge that emanated from his four mouths? Because before Brahma, there was no other creation. The Lord created Brahma, but Lord is Adi Purusha. No, he was there before the creation. He is there even after the creation. Right? Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anandarupa Adim Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha. He's the first beginning, the first eternal. He's Satchidananda. He's eternal. Spirit souls are also eternal, but we are part and parcel of the Lord. So, so Lord had instructed Brahma after doing penances. So it's not easy to understand about the Lord or the Vedas unless we surrender through our chanting, through our devotional service. And for that, the four pillars are very important, following the four regulative principles. Some ask, some try to leave ISKCON because of these regulations. But initially, we don't introduce these. When Prabhupada went to America, the hippies were breaking all the four regulative principles every day. Every day they used to drink, every day they were in drugs, everything was happening. And Prabhupada never introduced that in the beginning. He gave them Harinam, he gave them Krishna Prasad. Slowly their consciousness became cleared. So initially, when many were having asked to take shelter, many told me personally that they're not able to leave tea, coffee, non-veg, or that. But that's okay. You don't have to hurry up. The Harinam will do the magic. We all were like you before coming to Krishna consciousness. I was so addicted to tea, coffee. Without that, like 7-8 cups of big cups. It just came to me in my college days, because I got so addicted to it, and my parents were so worried. How is she going to get de-addicted from this? So addicted. And I don't know, just after started chanting, coming to Krishna consciousness, this was disturbing me, how to leave this, because it was like so important for me. And I get headache if I don't have it, and I'm so addicted. But then slowly, I don't know how it happened. I just lost taste in it, and I couldn't take a sip of coffee or tea after I started chanting. Believe it or not, I couldn't take it anymore. And I just left it like that. I didn't have to force myself to stop it. I just kept on chanting, kept on doing my devotional service, start taking Krishna Prasad, and Krishna Prasad started attracting me more to Krishna consciousness. And slowly it changed. So you don't have to force yourself for anything. When you do devotional service, Krishna says, Desham sadadi yuktanam bachadam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti. He gives you the intelligence by which you can go to him. So when Prabhupada's disciple Shyam Sundar Das Prabhu was carving the Jagannath, the first Jagannath deity for the San Francisco Radha Yatra. So that's how Radha Yatra started in ISKCON. So when he was carving the deity, Shyam Sundar was so addicted to smoking. So he was carving Jagannath, and on top of Jagannath, he kept a cigarette packet. And Prabhupada saw that. And Prabhupada didn't scold him. Prabhupada just said, don't let a packet of cigarette come in between you and Krishna. So this struck me, and I was like, don't let a cup of coffee or tea come in between you and Krishna. I was like, oh, that's great. So that's how Prabhupada gives you nice instructions through different stories. So I thought, okay, so I think that's what's stopping me to Krishna. So when you realize that, you try to do it in your life, the process works. Then only the Harinam works in you. You know, if you have a raw rock and you plant a seed, you can't even plant it. The rock doesn't even have so much of softness to take the seed, and the germination doesn't happen. It's a plowed field, and you put a lot of seeds, it'll just germinate. Similarly, when your heart is so hard as a rock that you're not able to give up the sense gratification, how do you get Krishna? How does the Bhakti Lada Beej grow? Yesterday I was telling about the Bhakti Lada Beej. So you need to sow it in your heart. But if your heart is so hard, then it can't happen. So Brahma was a great devotee, and the Lord instructed Brahma, gave the knowledge to Brahma. Brahma gave it to Narad Muni to Vyasdev, and that's how it came in the Guru Shishya Parampara. So it's very important to hear it from the disciplic succession. Okay, when you surrender to a guru, you should see whether the guru comes in the proper sampradaya and whether he comes in the disciplic succession. We are so fortunate. Our sampradaya starts from Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So we are so fortunate for that. Okay, so we should know that the Vedas are nothing but the words of the Lord. It's Lord Himself. So if you start doing any devotional service without following Shastras, then it's just a disturbance to the society. They said, Shruti Smriti Puranati Pancharatrim Vidim Vina Ekandigi Hari Bhakti Utpaideva Kalpate. Shruti Smriti, Shrutis are what we hear, like the Bhagavad Gita and all. Smritis are what we remember, the Bhagavatam. So if you don't follow Shruti Smriti Puranas and you do Ekantigi Hari Bhakti, you're not bothered about the Shastras, but you just do your devotional service just whimsically, just like what you like to do, then Utpaideva Kalpade, it creates disturbance to the society. Okay, so it just keeps disturbing the society. So that's not the way we should do. We should follow the acharyas and start doing. Even Brahma heard it from the Lord and he got the Vedas. And Brahma instructed Narad Muni to Vyasdev. Vyasdev is the Lord himself, Krishna Dvaipayana Vyas. We know of how Bhagavatam started, that Vyasdev was so desperate, not happy, even after compiling all the Vedas. He was so disturbed, and Narad Muni came and told that you need to write about Krishna and we need to write about devotional service and devotees and about Krishna's pastime. That's how he started compiling Bhagavatam, right? So Vyasdev is the Lord himself. Why did he surrender to a guru? Right? Why? So that's how the process works. Because for a material degree, you need an engineering college, medical college. You need to have a guru. You can't just grab a medical textbook from the library and go at home and read. You won't get qualified like that. Similarly, spiritual knowledge comes from the parampara, okay, and from the parampara, because Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is like ripened fruit of Vedic literature. Nikama kalpatarur galidam phalam shuka mukad amrita drava samyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamaleyam muhurho rasika vibhavuta. So Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is like a ripened fruit. Okay, just imagine a mango, yummy, very, very ripened mango. It doesn't have a seed inside and a peel outside. So just imagine you can just swallow it like that. You don't have to throw anything from it. That's how Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is. Try to drink it. Just pipata Bhagavata Rasamalayam. And how do you develop the taste of hearing Bhagavatam? Start hearing. Unless you start doing something, how do you get the taste for doing it? No? Unless you start cooking, unless you start practicing driving, how do you drive? Or how do you cook later? So you start hearing Bhagavatam every day, and it's coming from the right parampara, from the right source. So it's only Prabhupada who have translated word-to-word translation. And it's so beautiful to read Prabhupada's books. So yeah, you have to drink Srimad Bhagavatam because there's nothing to think about it. Just drink it. That's the nectar that's coming from the Lord's mouth. And it became more sweeter by Shukadeva Goswami. When you see the parrots, they bite the most sweet fruit in the tree. Especially Goas and all, they bite it. And then actually the process, what happens is when the parrot bites, there's a break in the pectin layer of the fruit and it enhances the ripening of the fruit. So the fruit is ripe already, but it's sweet, but it becomes more sweet when bitten by a parrot. And who's Shukadeva Goswami, the parrot of Radharani? And Shukadeva Goswami, Vyasdev's son, he spoke Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. So it became more sweeter. It was sweet, but it became more sweeter because it came from the parrot mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. So all the Vedas were originally coming from the Lord. Okay, the Vedas come from the Lord, and it's not easy to learn all the Vedas. In Kali Yuga, we don't have time. Prayena Alpayusa. It is said our great grandparents lived like 100 plus, and our grandparents might be 90s. And after that 80s, and now hardly 65 people cross 60, 65, great, 75, great, and us, we don't know how long we are going to live. Parikshit Maharaj had 70s. We don't know. We have 7 seconds with us. So it's very important to use your time avyartha kalatvam, very important to see whether you're wasting your time, and include Srimad Bhagavatam study every day in your life, okay? Because it's coming from directly from the lotus mouth of the Lord. Bhagavatam is explained about the Lord, and Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Lord. So studying all the Vedas is not possible in this short lifetime which we have. So that's why Bhagavatam is there. Bhagavad Gita is there in a capsule form. We just have to drink it and swallow it. And it was very difficult in initial days for Bhaktivinoda Thakur to get a copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita and all. But we have ready-made copies available everywhere. You can just order it online or somewhere and then keep it at home. Don't keep it in your shelf just like that without even removing the cover. Start reading it. Fall in love with the Shastras. No, that's what we should, because we are directly associating with the Lord. Bhagavatam is nothing but the literary incarnation of Lord. So for a devotee, Bhagavatam is so dear. It is said, Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam yet Vaishnavanam Priyam. Vaishnavas love Srimad Bhagavatam because that's Krishna himself. And when in the Naimisharanya, they asked 6 questions. They asked the Sutta Goswami, where does Dharma reside when the Lord ends his pastimes and go? He says it's in Bhagavatam. So Dharma resides in Bhagavatam. And though we should not become like an animal, just trying to eat, sleep, and defend, and trying to arrange things in our life so comfortably. And we know one day we have to leave. Mrityu sarva harashaham, death will take everything from us. No, it's like booking a berth in the train, and you arrange nicely, you're comfortable, very arranged. But when your destination comes, you have to get down. If you don't get down, the TT is going to push you out, or you have to pay the fine, or you're thrown out somehow. Similarly, how much of a comfortable we make our material life, how to eat nice food, how to sleep, and how to defend and make, for forgetting the dharma part, then we are also like animals, and material nature won't give you a human form of life next, because after getting a rare human form of life, we are misusing it. A nice example is, you have sandalwood at home, okay? Sandalwood tree, which is chandan, the sandal. It's very precious, but you are so ignorant that you cut it and use it as firewood to cook your food. So that's like heights of ignorance. But if someone comes and tells you that this is sandalwood and it's not used to cook, it's not a firewood, and then you realize, similarly, we got a human form of body which is very rare and very precious. Even though it's temporary, we can use this temporary body to achieve the permanent. You can use the non-permanent body to achieve the permanent Supreme Lord. So you need a guru to come and tell you, to make you realize that Srila Prabhupada, who came through his books, right? Prabhupada says, I live in my books. So you associate with Prabhupada and try to take his instructions. That is Vani Seva, Vapu and Vani. The 2 ways you can serve the Guru. Vani is more stronger than Vapu. Okay, so Vani is the instructions which Prabhupada gives us through his books. So I think we can end here. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Is there any questions? Hare Krishna, everyone. Okay, you can unmute everyone, or you can put in the chat. Dharmesh Prabhu, are you there? He's not there. Okay. Sorry,
Yes,
I'm in hospital and I'm not prepared for the class, and I didn't know. I thought probably. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
It was
Hare
nice.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, what is Vapu Mataji?
Yeah, so there are 2 ways to serve a spiritual master, Vapu and Vani. Vapu means personal service, Mataji. Like personally you serve the Guru. Like, you know, you saw Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. So there are devotees around him who personally serve him, personally cook for him, personally take care of him. So that is Vapu Seva. That everyone can't do it. There's only few devotees who are very fortunate who can directly serve Guru. We never saw Srila Prabhupada. We could not serve him personally. That's Vapu. You can either personally serve him as a person, in person, or Vani. Vani is through his instructions. Prabhupada said, preach Krishna consciousness. You do that. That is Vani. You are taking his instructions. Prabhupada's Guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, gave him 2 instructions: to spread Bhagavad Gita in English language and to print books. So that Vani was with him always, and that's more stronger. When you serve the Guru through his instructions, that is what is more stronger than Vapu. You get more mercy. So understood, Vapu is direct service.
Thank you, Mataji.
Directly serving the Guru.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay, so
Hare Krishna, Mataji. What is the name of the other bird of Radharani?
oh,
There are
she
two
has
birds,
so
no?
many birds, Shuka and Shari. Shari, Shuka and Shari.
What is Shari, Mataji? Shari?
I don't know, but I just know there are two parents of Radharani, Shuka and Shari, and Shuka is the one who became the Shukadev Goswami. These two parents are always there in Krishna's pastimes. When Radharani and Krishna do the pastimes, they are always only that much I know.
Both are parrots, I think, Mataji. Both are parrots only.
Parrots, actually. So Shuka, the parrot Shuka became Shukadev Goswami.
Thank you, Mataji.
But in the temples, Mataji, we see any picture where the parrots are being portrayed with the Radharani.
You see ISKCON drawings, Mataji. You should be very careful. It's not visible. You see some pictures where there's a picture where Radharani holds a parrot in her hand that we have seen. And there are some pictures where Radha Krishna is there, and somewhere on the tree, you just carefully zoom it and see there is two parrots sitting. Not every picture it's there, but some pictures it's there.
Because when we visit the ISKCON, and so many portraits are there, so they are, I have never seen. Now I will see. I will notice carefully, as you said.
It's not mentioned.
Mataji, one more question. Like we regulative principles and about mating, eating, you were saying, and in the Kali Yuga, the age is going down. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was of only 48 years.
Yes.
So why the age was less that time? How? Because that time the age. Why the age was less that time? Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived for short time?
He was in Mahaprabhu appeared in Kali Yuga 500 years ago, right?
Okay. 500
Mahaprabhu came in. 500 years ago. Lord doesn't have the birth, death, old age and disease. Old age is only for the material body, for us, made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether, but not for the Lord. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself, right? Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya, he's Krishna himself. For the Lord, his body is Nava Yavanam Cha. Always it's spiritual, it's Sachidananda. There's no difference between the soul and body of the Lord. So Lord ended his pastime and he wind up his pastime, he disappeared. It's not like the birth, death, old age, diseases for us. So that 48 is nothing, it's not material age, Mataji. So he did his pastime 24 years, my Pandit, and after 23 he took sannyas. So that's the pastime. Lord Krishna was 125 years old when Kurukshetra war happened. Does he look like that? Did you ever see a picture with white beards and all? So Prabhupada says the Lord is spiritual. We can't compare our body with him. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Nice class. Very nice class. Thank you very much.
Okay, so all of you keep chanting. Any other
Hare
questions?
Krishna, Mataji. Who are the spirited souls, Mataji? Spirited souls.
We all are spirit souls, Mataji. Like soul is called spirit soul. We are actually spirit soul. That means we are Atma. Atma or the soul is same, and Paramatma or the super soul is Krishna in our heart. So they are like two birds sitting in the same branch of a same tree. One bird is busy eating the fruit, that is enjoying the karma. The other one is the witness. So Atma or the spirit soul is us, the Jiva. Okay. In the living entity, that's a soul, Atma. So spirit soul is nothing but the Atma, and the super soul is Paramatma, the Lord. So we are all spirit soul. We are part and parcel of the Lord. Okay. Hare Krishna. Okay, are we done?
so much,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you very
Mataji.
much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very much for the
Hare
beautiful
Krishna
session.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Very nice class.
Very nice class, Mataji.
पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Namaha.
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
Krishna
जय।
Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada.